Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Tier 5 Italian tank destroyer, the Semovente M41. Now the Semovente M41 is a brand new Italian tank destroyer that has just come out today when I'm recording it on the Tuesday, although you're watching this on the Wednesday. And what I'm going to do for this Italian branch is we're basically going to go from the Tier 5 to the Tier 10. So I'm going to show you two replays in this tank today, the Basotto tomorrow, the day after that would be the SMV CC56, I think it is, then the Tier 8, then the Tier 9, and then the Tier 10, and that's the way we'll show it off, pretty much. So the Tier 10 will be at the end of the grind, as it were. So at the minute I've got the replays for both this, the Tier 6 and the Tier 7, so you'll definitely see those in the next 3 days, and then I'm going to be a busy bee while I'm grinding away to get the tipped replays for the Tier 8, 9, and the Tier 10. And hopefully we can have a lot of fun doing it. So far, it's been an enjoyable experience. I mean, you can see how much we ground it out today. So you can go check out the live streams. I think it's called like Italian Tanks Come Out Today, or Italian Tank Destroyers Are Finally Here, or something like that. You'll be able to find that stream and you'll be able to see it was like 5 hours long, and we ground out the whole of the Tier 5, the whole of the Tier 6, and most of the Tier 7. And then since then I've ground out the Tier 8 as well, with a little bit of help with 3 XP and 5 times XP boosters, to be fair. Actually, to be fair, it's 5 times XP boosters, and then I did it in like 4 games or something like that. But on the whole, I've enjoyed it fairly much so far. And yeah, this little tank has been an absolute blast to play, this Tier 5. This Tier 5 tank destroyer, by the way, is absolutely fabulous. It's basically the Italian version of the Stug, and it's got incredible camo, like incredible camo. It's about 166 meters of still concealment with a crew in it and stuff like that. Like I said, the camo is filthy. And this tank is just really good because you get a nice set of gun depression. You get 8 degrees of gun depression, which is great. You get a gun that's pretty damn nice and accurate at, like, I think it's about 0.3, I think I got it down to with the crew. And then with that aim time as well, that you get down to I think it's 1.57 seconds aim time, which is absolutely fantastic. And then a 2.33 second aim time, 2.33 second reload, which is filthy. The DPM is amazing. The camo is amazing. Really, the only two things that are sort of weaknesses of the tank, which is obviously balancing factors, is the fact that it's got no armor, and it only goes about 35 kilometers an hour, so it's not the quickest. But on the whole, like I say, the DPM is amazing, and the camo is utterly fantastic. You also have pretty nice pen on this gun at 146 on the standard and 195 on the premium. This tank is definitely, like I say, really quite a fun tank to play, and if you like those sort of stealthy tank destroyers with rapid rate of fires, this one will be for you. So in terms of a crew on this tank, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, and Silent Driving. I run the 3 camo perks to make the most of this camo as much as I humanly can, because the camo on this tank is utterly filthy, and it is the big one, apart from the DPM as well. It is one of the biggest strengths of this tank, and you want to make it as good as you can. And if you do that, you'll have a great time with it, because you'll be able to sit and farm for days without people seeing you. And then in terms of equipment, I run the advanced loader, the advanced optics, and the camouflage net. Camouflage net, again, to make the camo absolutely filthy. The advanced loader to make my DPM as good as humanly possible, and then optics to be able to actually spot for myself, because that is one thing as well, is the fact because they are tank destroyers, they are fairly blind. So as you've seen as well, by the way, firing at that Semovente M41, and I was firing at the Basotto. It was a bit of a mistake to really fire at the Basotto, or the way I was firing at the Basotto anyway, and that is the fact that the HE rounds have 70 pen, and the HE rounds are pretty damn tasty. You can do 175 damage with them, and the 70 pen is enough to go through a lot of the lightly armoured tanks. And because you reload so quickly, it's nice to load it up, if you can, against stuff like, you know, Death Toasters, or like yourself as a Semovente M41, because you are very easy to pen as a Semovente, and if I'd aimed it properly, I could have penned the Basotto quite easily with it too. And those HE rounds are something that you do want to carry a couple of, because you can have a great time with it. And in this first game, as you've seen on Airfield, we managed to farm up 1800 damage with just the insane DPM on this tank. 1809 damage, 5 kills, a little bit of blocked because we got lucky. We shouldn't block anything in this tank, to be perfectly honest. 1246 base XP, a really nice game for the Semovente M41. in a tier 6 game, although there's only like 3 tier 6s. You saw what we did to that SU-100, by the way. That SU-100 just got absolutely trashed. I mean, we knew where he was. We took gambles at where he could be when he was unspotted, and we just managed to absolutely farm the living crap out of him. He just didn't stand a chance, because we had the penetration. 146 is enough to go straight through him, and then just the rate of fire is insane. He fired at us once, missed, and then in that time we took most of his hit points before he could get back behind the rock. If you do track people with this tank, and I will say, if you can, because the gun is actually accurate enough, if you can get a shot in to track someone, do it, because you will perma-track them, even if they have like track mechanic, general mechanic, the large repair kit. You will perma-track them very, very easily, and they will not have a good time. So it's an asset that you can use for 100% certain, and definitely try to if you can. If you can track someone, do it. And we're on to the second replay. And this second replay, we are on Westfield. And on Westfield, I'm going to go to the... Well, I'm going to try to go to the K0 position, because K0 from our spawn is a very, very vital position. Because if we can take K0, we can basically stop their advance along this 0 line, and we can do a lot to spot the people that do sit at about FG0 for their team, which, if you leave those guys unchecked, they will trash your team very, very quickly. They'll be able to advance across the middle really easily, and it's quite an easy way to lose the game. If you take this position at K0, you're best to. It's risky to do it in something like the Semovente M41 because we're not the quickest, but I did feel that I possibly had the camo to get here before, and it would be harder for them to spot me. So as you can see, we're going against our German counterpart, the Stug 3G, and this guy, I think, has completely underestimated just how good this tank is in terms of its DPM, clearly because it's brand new, he probably wouldn't have known. And as you can see, he fires one, and we've taken his whole health. Just like that. We're ducking and dodging, dipping and diving, dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge to get away from that artillery, hoping he'll misses, and thankfully he does. We're now going to pull into the bushes to try and spot the enemy team through the bushes, and then use our camo to hopefully farm them if we can. As you see, we spot the Death Toaster and we spot an SU-85, so we're going to pull back. We fire a shot on the move. He doesn't spot us. We fire again. I do have to be careful because we're kind of obvious in this bush, and we are firing very, very quickly, which obviously makes it very, very easy for the enemy team to pick me out. But we are just slamming the shots in. We luckily broke the engine of the Matilda, and there we go. The blind fire is there. Someone else blind fires again. Like I say, because it's kind of obvious where we could be, if someone's paying attention, it's not going to go well. Now, I'll take that shot at the SMV. No, the Semovente. I'm going to keep doing that with these Italians. The Semovente, which was a really stupid shot to take, because it was quite obvious that that guy was going to spot us. And then we've just lost all our hit points because of that. It was really stupid. But now I've got to be careful because, literally, if someone blind fires me... Oh, that was close. If someone blind fires me, I'm going to die. And that is not a good time. So we waited for the final shots coming from the SU-85 there. He ends up missing us. We pop a shot into, try and get him down to one shot. We load HE to go after the Death Toaster, and this Death Toaster absolutely bamboozles us. Look at this. We're just completely bamboozled by that guy. It's like, oh, well, okay, then I'll just kill your SU-85. Sure. Damn you, Death Toaster. You killed your friend, look. Just because you're frustrated because I couldn't shoot you. I had to kill your friend. Yeah. No, I'm not really sad about that at all. But we shut down the SU-85, and now we're going after the Semovente M41, who is over on the other hill. We've loaded HE again because this tank is a very, very HE-able tank because it's basically got no armor. You do have to be careful when you're going up close like that because your track traverse is so quick, like it is on the Basotto as well, that you can overshoot the target very, very easily, and that means that it may take you a little bit longer to get the shot in than you'd like, but you just got to be careful of that, especially when you're on low health, because if they're looking at you, the likelihood is they'll probably get shot in at you before you get shot at them, right? So we get lucky with the shot that goes into the Death Toaster and finishes him off, because we weren't really aimed, it just flew in. Now the Valentine is driving round the corner. We break the engine of that Valentine and we shut him down. Puts us onto 5 kills with 1500 damage. And we can see where that artillery is firing from. It's firing from somewhere over there. So I'm just going to pop blind yeah, blind shots, because who knows? You never know, you might hit the artillery, you might not. I ping roundabouts where he is, because I'm saying, hey, someone go spot him, I will shoot him. And if I can, I will help. So we're just trying to pop blind fire, see if we can do it. There we go. The AMX 13105 gets spotted. Or sorry, the AMX 105 AM. Sorry, not 13105. We're not at tier 10, and thankfully we managed to get the shot in to finish that guy off. And we'll finish the game with 6 kills, 1700 damage, 508 assistance, the high caliber, the top gun, second class, and 1281 base XP. Really nice game again for the Semovente M41. An absolutely solid line to this tank destroyer line. An absolutely solid tank to start this tank destroyer line. We'll go the right way round. Absolutely solid tank. Hell of a lot of fun. It's got some wicked strengths. And it was really enjoyable to play through. Just like the next tank in the line 2 in the Basotto. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!